I have the pleasure to welcome you at this first coffee lecture of this semester with a presentation of the Open Science team and the Medical Library. The presenter will be Dr. Andrea Hacker from the Open Access team, Olga Churakova, the data steward for medicine, and me, Misha Schaffer, head of the Medical and Science Library.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we would like to give you an overview of available services and support in the medical landscape along the research journey. It integrates all relevant information on research data management, open access, and medical library support and services at the Bern Medical Research Landscape. Jointly with Inzel Hospital, Directorate for Teaching and Research, the Department of Clinical Research, the Biobank Liquid Tissue, and Inzel Data Science Center and the Library of Medicine, we drafted a roadmap to support researchers throughout their research project lifecycle. The roadmap, you see, focuses on three main important phases: the planning, the main conducting phase, and the closeout. Each support unit is represented in color, which help with the first orientation in each project phase and finding availability support. During our coffee lecture today, we will focus on two units, so that open science, open research data, and open access, and University of Bern Medical Library. I will start with support offered by Open Science Research Data Management team along the research journey. Let us start with the planning phase. If you need help during the phase by planning with your research data management, please contact our data stewards who provide domain-specific research data management support. Data stewards offer continuous training and support in research data management throughout the research data management lifecycle and guide you through data management on how to comply with funding agencies' requirements, for example, follow ethical standards and good scientific practice, plan and manage your research data effectively. During the conducting phase, data stewards support you with in handling sensitive data, advising on available anonymization and pseudonymization tools, survey tools like RedCap, for example, which will be centralized at the University of Bern. The launch of the centralized RedCap will be announced in November this year. Moreover, we advise on what kind of information should be included in informed consent about research data and how to manage sensitive personal and health-related personal data ethically. But this is not only related to sensitive data, it's also, for example, informed consent for non-sensitive data, which can be relevant for the Faculty of Science. We support researchers and research groups also on data organization structure, how to describe and document research data, advice on data storing and sharing, also data science, sharing code, software, and licenses. And for closeout session, which is related to reporting and publishing data, data management plans, and planning in subject-specific research data repository or an institutional WARIS portal, research data projects, and publications repository at the University of Bern. Andrea will take over the open access part.
Yeah, thank you, Olga, and hi, everyone. I will be taking a couple of minutes here to talk about the other major way of communicating your research results, and that is publications. In the planning stage, I'm going to go through it the same way that Olga did in the three different stages that you have seen at the beginning in the roadmap that we introduced. So in the planning stages, you might not think about the end product, which is oftentimes publication is one of them. You might not think about that first and foremost, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't. And while there is perhaps not major steps to be taken in that phase of your research lifecycle, if you know that there is an open access team available that will help you specifically with meeting your requirements, with meeting your needs, as it were, and your questions when it comes to open access publishing, then that's a good thing already. We offer training. You might be in a research group, and we come up with tailor-made coffee lectures, such as this one, for example, or workshop, if you need that, in order to help you or the group in which you work to address issues pertaining to open access publishing. And if you are a lone warrior and you have questions, then we are very happy to do one-on-one consultations as well, just like the open data team is. You see our contact on the bottom right of the slide, Open Access University of Bern. Now, once you are in the midst of things, and once you are in the process of conducting your research, that is when these questions are becoming current and pressing, because as you are producing results from your research projects, you of course have to consider where and how you're going to publish them. And we support you in these in all the steps that you will have to take. First and foremost, the publishing strategy. I was not sure if I should put that here or perhaps even in the planning stage, but I decided in the end that it ought to be here once you know where you're going with your project, and once some of the results are becoming clearer, then it becomes easier to plan. We help you with publishing strategy. You might be funded by a funder such as the SNSF, and we can make sure that you are compliant with the obligations you have towards that funding publisher. You might have concerns about how best to publish, for what audience you want to publish, and how you can publish in a way that is equitable in your community and beyond that. And we can help you with issues pertaining to that as well. Open access publishing, if you must do it or if you wish to do it, can cost money, and we are helping with finding you financing for that. We also help you to avoid predatory publishing pitfalls, and that is unfortunately still an issue. So this is something that we can advise you with. I already mentioned requirements for open access, and then there's, of course, last but not least, Olga has already mentioned some of that with the data, but it's the same thing here with publications, issues pertaining to licensing and rights retention. What are you allowed to do with your own publications? That is not always as clear-cut as you might think, so we are here to help you through the legalese. In terms of closeout, I want to mention two things. There is, she's already mentioned Boris Portal. That's a repository at the university where you can upload, and in fact have to upload your research, and if possible, and we strongly recommend it in open access. So that is one infrastructure that we provide. There is also Bern Open Publishing, which is a publishing service where we have journals and book series and the like for people who want to produce their primary research results with us. That is an option as well. But I think for most folks, the most important aspect in terms of open access publishing is the middle column. So if you have any questions about that, get in touch. Thank you.
So we come now to the services that are provided by the medical library. Exactly. Here we have the information specialists at the medical library. They are experts in finding publication, clinical trials, protocols, and cray literature from different databases and platforms. So we plan systematic searches with you, perform them in the most appropriate databases, and document them for transparency and reproducibility. The protocol to avoid research waste and improve your chances for successful publication, register your review protocol. We create also project-specific protocol templates and just test the best suited registries and support you with expert advices. And then, of course, successful writers are effective project managers. We help you organize ethical and clear writing according to the highest standards, and learn in our courses to apply simple methods to make the writing process faster and more enjoyable. So we go now to the next step, because evidence synthesis is a type of research method that allows researchers to bring together all relevant information on a research question, and evidence-based clinical practice and decision making is key for healthy population, and therefore we work collaboratively with you in our evidence synthesis projects and support you in all steps of systematic review project. From framing research questions to protocol development, conducting systematic literature searching in screening and reference tools. And finally, also, our medical information specialist write the methodological part for your publication. Then you see also here the designing data visualization. Data are key today, but nothing worse when you don't let them tell their story in a visual way. And there we have also a course from our scientific writing tutors. And in addition, they also offer a course in responding to reviewers, where they tell you if you always have to agree to the comments of the reviewers in the courses. So for us, it's important that high quality research must have both high standards and be reproducible and transparent. But don't worry, we support you in complying with all these standards and policies, and therefore you can always contact us.